Hello dear friends, in this session we are going to understand the object and scope of the IT Act. As you know, IT Act is established in 2000 in India. So here we are going to discuss what is the objective of this law, why this law is established, what is the purpose of establishing this law and what is the scope of the IT Act, where that IT Act is applicable and where it is not applicable. So these things we are going to understand in these sessions. So let's start with PowerPoint presentation. As in, as I discussed, we are going to discuss here object and scope of the IT Act. So as you know, electronic transactions is now popular in India as it is a part of globe. Everyone is doing online transactions and it is so popular, it is becoming so popular while doing transactions over internet. However, they were without legal security before the establishment of IT Act 2000. There is no security to IT transactions or the online transactions before IT Act 2000. So that for increasing growth of electronic commerce, popularly called e-commerce, made it compulsory to have legal protection to such transactions. The Indian Parliament took an important step by passing the Information Technology Act 2000, and because of that, every transaction is now secure and we can perform any online transaction with the security. Then we move toward what is the objective of IT Act. The IT Act has the following objectives. Before establishing the IT Act, there are some objectives of establishing the IT Act. These are listed as below. The first and most important objective was granting legal recognition to all transactions done through electronic data exchange and other means of electronic communication or e-commerce in place of earlier paper-based communication. Whatever the transactions performed online, they are called legal transactions. We got it as a legal recognition according to the IT Act. We can grant these transactions as a legal transactions because of this IT Act. And we consider this transaction is legal as we perform transactions in a paper-based communication or in general how we perform the transactions. Similar to that, the electronic transaction is performed a legal transaction. Then the next objective was providing a legal recognition to a digital signature for the authentication of any information or matter requiring authentication. So as you know, wherever authentication is required, generally traditionally we use a manual handwritten signature. So instead of the manual handwritten signature, now digital signatures are used as authentication mechanism. Wherever the authentication is required, the digital signatures can be used. That is the objective of IT Act. Then the third is facilitating the electronic filing of document with different government department and also agencies. Means we can electronically file the document. There is no need to take a hard copy of document. There is no need to maintain the hard copy of every document. We can electronically filing all the important document with different government department and also agencies. Then the next objective was facilitating the electronic storage of data. Now, because of IT Act, we can store the electronic data. The IT Act has facilitating the electronic storage of data. The providing legal sanction and also facilitating the electronic transfer of fund between the bank and financial institution. Just whatever the transaction we perform between the bank and any financial institution, now it is a legal, that transaction is considered as a legal transaction and we got sanction of these transactions made between the two institutions. Then granting legal recognition to bankers for keeping the book of account in electronic form. Then these are called the different objectives of IT Act. Then we move further with the scope of IT Act. We discuss about what are the different scope of IT Act, where the IT Act is applicable and where it is not applicable. The first scope of IT Act is all the electronic contract made through secure electronic channel are legally valid. Now, because of the IT Act, whatever the transactions are being made, all transactions are considered as a consider those transactions as a legally valid transactions. Then legal recognition of digital signatures. Digital signatures now got a legal recognition. We can made the digital signatures instead of traditional signatures to recognize the particular electronic document. The security measures of electronic record and also digital signatures are in place. Then the procedure for appointment of deciding officers for holding inquiries under the IT Act is finalized. So there will be the deciding officer in every government agencies that inquire holding the inquiries under the IT Act is finalized. We can inquire about anything in that particular government organization with the help of deciding officers or the information security officers. Then the provision for establishing a cyber regulatory complaint court of law under the Act. Further, this court of law will handle all appeal made against the order of controller of adjudicating or the deciding officer. Whatever the deciding officer is appointment date, with the help of this deciding officers, all the matter or the court of law will handle all the appeals made against the order of controller of adjudicating officer. An appeal against the order of cyber complaint court of law is possible only in the High Court. Then the digital signature will use in asymmetric crypto system and also a hash function. So there is a compulsion of using hash function in digital signature so that we will recognize that digital signature is a valid signature. That is this also that is comes under the scope of IT Act. Then the provision for the appointment of controller of certifying authorities to license the regulate the working of certifying authorities, the controller to act as a repository of legal of all digital signatures. To consider the repository of all digital signatures, there is a provision of appointment of controller of certifying authorities that is called CCA. The purpose is to license and regulate the working of certifying authorities. Then Act applies to offence or contravention committed outside the India also. Whatever the offence made or performed outside the India, that is also applies under that is comes under IT Act. The senior police officer and other officers can enter any public place and search and arrest without warrant because of this IT Act. The provision for the constitution of cyber regulation advisory committees who advise the central government and controller. Then according to section 1, the Act extend the entire country which also include Jammu and Kashmir. In order to include Jammu and Kashmir, the Act uses Article 253 of the Constitution. Further, it does not take citizenship into the account and provide extraterritorial jurisdiction. Using section 1 along with section 75 specifies that the Act is applicable to any offence or contravention committed outside the India as well. If the conduct of person constituting the offence involves a computer or a computerized system or network located in India, then irrespective of his or her nationality, the person is punishable under the Act. Means the offence is performed in any country, we can punish that particular person with the help of this IT Act. The lack of international cooperation is the only limitation of this provision. So non-applicability of IT Act. What is the non-applicability of IT Act? According to section 1, the Information Technology Act, the Act is not applicable to the following documents. The first is execution of negotiable instrument under the Negotiable Instrument Act 1881 except check. Then the Act is also not applicable for execution of power of attorney under the Powers of Attorney Act 1882. Then Act is also not applicable for creation of trust under the Indian Trust Act 1882. Also, the Act is also not applicable for execution of will under the Indian Succession Act 1925, including any under testamentary disposition by whatever name called. Then entering into the contract for the sale of conveyance of immovable property or any interest in such property. That act is also not applicable for this such controversies. Any such class of document or transaction as may be notified by the central government in the Gazette. The act shall, in short, the act shall apply to processing of personal data or partly by automatic means and other processing of personal data which forms part of or intended to form part of personal data filing system. This act shall not apply to the following. The Information Technology Act 2000 is not applicable on the attestation for creating trust via electronic way. Physical attestation is must. The contract of sale of any immovable property. The attestation of for giving power of attorney of property is not possible by electronic record. So this is all about the object and scope of the IT Act. I hope you understand. Thank you.